this past couple of weeks in the football world has been absolutely crazy. Drama in Africa, drama in England, and still charges yet to be answered. We'll discuss.
And it is their shining star, Alphonso Davies, who scores their first ever goal at a World Cup final.
Welcome to episode 2004, I wish. 204 of the Football Weekly podcast. I'm your host, Reginald Dino. What a crazy week of football, and the week's not even over yet. You have something I've never seen before in my life, a champion being stripped of a championship only in Africa. They'll only allow that in Africa. We'll discuss. I've seen Everton, Nottingham Forest, and now Chelsea get reprimanded and get punished before I've seen 4 years of Manchester City's 115 charges be answered. We'll discuss those two as well. But guys, if you're not following on TikTok or you're not following on Instagram, drop a follow. It's free. You can also subscribe on YouTube. You hit the bell and get a notification every time that I put out a new show. But let's get into this, guys. There's something going on within FIFA. And I say FIFA because I think 1,000% this is a FIFA decision in what happened in the AFCON. If you're living on the rock for the last 2 days, Senegal has been stripped of their AFCON championship of this year. It's been handed to Morocco, and I say handed to Morocco on a silver platter. And again, if I was a Moroccan player, I would not take the medal. I don't want to win like that. The officiating was dodgy in the game to start with, and to have it stripped from Senegal and given to me, I don't think I would want to take it like that. But there's some people out there that's fine with them. The same way I wouldn't want to get backdoored into a World Cup. Certain fans of certain countries want to be backdoored. Any means necessary to get in, but we won't discuss who. You can only imagine who it is. Those playoffs are coming up, so those should be interesting as well. Like I said before, this is FIFA 100%. CAF has already given the punishment to the African teams. They've already handed out the punishment. Suspension, fine, suspension, done. A month and a half later, well, you know what? We're going to strip Senegal of the AFCON championship. Now, where are they getting the pressure from? Where's the pressure coming from? You think it's coming from Morocco? I don't think so. I mean, they can complain, but the federation doesn't have to bow down to them. Why? All the facts were in front of them from the get-go when they were actually investigating it and came out with the punishment that they gave. So you have to sit back and think, the hell's going on here? Now, this might be convoluted, or not convoluted. This might be controversial. Well, it is going to be controversial. It might be in my head, out of this world, crazy, or you're a conspiracy theorist, whatever you want to call it. But when I first heard that Senegal was getting their championship stripped, my mind immediately went to FIFA and how can we get other teams into this tournament? Without looking at ticket sales for the World Cup, just listening to the complaints of the pricing and this and that, and the president of the United States is not allowing certain groups of people to enter into the country and rah. I need a game or a couple of games or teams that are going to attract viewers, eyes, seats and bums. Bums and seats. Again, this is just what goes through my mind when I see certain things, because you can look on the surface. I look 10 feet deeper to see what's going on. The first game, Canada's first group game, could possibly be Italy-Canada. They're redoing BMO Stadium. They're adding more seats for the tournament because they have to. It's only 20,000 seaters, so they have to add seats to be World Cup compliant. You could add probably 500,000 seats to that stadium, and it still won't be enough for Italy, Canada. With 4,900 of those seats, 400,000 Italian fans. Crazy to think of. You're going to have the host country be the away team in their own stadium. A different topic for a different day. We touched on it on our 200th show at Soccer Max. I asked them all who you're cheering for. They all said Italy. Go on vacation somewhere and get in trouble. Lose your passport. Who are you calling? You calling Italy consulate or are you calling Canada? Anyways, but you cheer for whoever you want. It would never happen in any other sport. It would never happen to any other team. Imagine Germany playing Holland and 90% of the stadium is Dutch in Germany. It would never happen. Only in this country it would happen. Now, listen, I'm not telling who for you to cheer for. Cheer for whoever you want. Guys, cheer for whoever you want. I'm not here to tell you it's right, it's wrong. It's just I would never do it. You make your living here. I know you'll be paid. It's kind of hard here now. You pay your taxes here. If it's so bad, leave, right? Isn't that what they say? If you don't like it, leave. That's what they say, right? I'm not telling anyone to leave. I'm not telling anybody anything, but this is where you make your bones. But anyways, guys, we're not even talking about that. So immediately I go into what are they plotting now? What are they trying to do with this stripping? And the next thing that came to my mind is, maybe FIFA with this punishment as well. FIFA's not going to allow them into the World Cup. So now there's going to be another spot open for somebody. Now, it should go to an African team, of course. But then my mind went, hey, well, maybe FIFA will punish the CAF by taking away one of their World Cup spots. Now leaving a spot for the next highest FIFA coefficient, whatever winner. And who could that be? That's just the way my mind works. Because to take away the championship and hand it to Morocco, who's already, I believe, qualified for the World Cup, what are they going to do with that spot? They can give it to Nigeria or they can give it to, I think it's DR Congo. They can give it to one of those teams. But my mind instantly goes to, they're going to punish CAF for that and take away their World Cup spot and give it to somebody else. And it's probably going to go to Europe. And we all know who from Europe is going to get that spot, by hook or by crook. I just feel bad for the Canadian national team, man. You finally made good. You've been decent, more than decent for the last 4 years, 5 years now. And in these tournaments, you're always going to, when you're playing certain countries, you're going to be second in your own stadium. You're going to be second. I compare it to when Messi came here and played Toronto FC or Inter Milan. It's Messi came here and played Toronto FC. It was a win and you're in type game for the playoffs. If we won that game, we made the playoffs. It's at home. I believe it was in October. They have a warm weather team playing on a field that a soccer team shares with a football team, like a Canadian football team, the Argos. So the field's chopped to shit. It's cold, and you have all your fans behind you to get behind you that try to beat Miami FC and get in. I've never seen so many Inter Miami jerseys. I've seen more Inter Miami jerseys at BMO than I have at an Inter Miami game, watching it on TV. Grown men yell, "I love you, Messi." Grown men. That's what this city's going to be. That's what this country's going to be during World Cup when certain teams come. I don't know, man. It would never happen in any sport. If Canada was playing somebody in hockey, you would never see it. You would never see it. Never, ever, ever see it. And I get it. Okay, Senegal, the team walked off the pitch. Okay, so now you're saying a month and a half later, now you're saying, okay, well, since you walked off, you forfeit the game, you lose 3-0. But where was that decision a month and a half ago? You give that decision a month and a half ago. Okay, fine, that's part of the punishment. Okay, all right. But why a month and a half later? What's going on? Are we looking at ticket sales and saying not enough? Got to do something? I don't know. I think Senegal's been picked on for this because I know for a fact if any other team had done what they had done, it would have been passion. It would have been solidarity. It would have been brotherhood. It would have been family. It would have been we stick together. We're not going to stand for this anymore type of stuff. But when it's an African team, it's these guys are crazy. What's going on? It's so undisciplined. If Messi picked up his team and walked off the field, do you think any of this would have happened? There wouldn't even have been suspensions. You think they're going to, and if Argentina won their whatever, Copa America or whatever it was, and you think they're going to strip them and give it to whoever they played in the final? You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. Whatever hold FIFA has on CAF, I don't know. The African Football Federation, I don't know, man. But this is something that we will watch. I've said what I've said. We will watch it. I will definitely watch it because I think FIFA has a plan. We're in April. What are we in March now? Middle of March. You have until June to figure out how to get this tournament back on track. So we'll see, guys. We'll see. In other news, we've had, like I said in the intro, we've had Everton's punishment, 10-point deduction. We've had Nottingham Forest, their point deduction. We now have Chelsea, no point deduction, a fine, a transfer ban, but a ruling, a visual ruling that your cheating was, now it's been seen. And that's exactly what it is, cheating. It's 100% skirting the rules, which is cheating. It was Chelsea who actually brought this to the attention of the FA. And in my opinion, again, me seeing the surface and then looking deeper, it's because we don't want this to get to the point where it is like Man City. You're eventually going to find out. Let's just say it now. It's not the same owners. It's not the same coaches. It's not the same players. Let's just tell them now and see what we get. We're not going to win Champions League. You got dummied in the Champions League, 8-2 aggregate to PSG. So you're not going to win that. You're out of the Carabao Cup. I think you're out of the FA Cup as well. And you're probably not going to end up in a Champions League spot either. So this is the year to get a point deduction if we get one. This is the year because we're not close to anything, which is what you think for the breaches and for what they've been charged with. You would think 1,000% of point deductions coming. Nope. Not a Big Six team in England. Are you crazy? We can't do that. Not going to do that. Man City, 115 charges. Well, hang on. It's been 4 years, by the way, guys. So Chelsea gets dinged with 74 charges. $10 million fine, 1 year transfer ban, suspended, actually. It hasn't been officially a transfer ban yet. They have an academy transfer ban, I think. Who cares? Who the hell's in their academy? And it's just craziness what's going on. And the crazy part of it is it's between 2011 and 2018 all of this happened during Roman Abramovich's reign, tenure. So you're looking, okay, well, what the breaches? Who cares? What breaches? So apparently they were actually hiding the real value of the players that they were buying. They were hiding the cost of that player. Eden Hazard 60 million. We'll buy him for 30 on the books. So we can use some of that. We can use that 30 that we saved to buy another player. That's 30 million. Yeah, but Eden Hazard 60 million. Yeah, about $30 million transfer fee. That other 30, yeah, give it to the agents, maybe his father, throw it to his advisors. And there's the other 30 million. Oh, and we'll also give another 30 million to, oh no, sorry, not another 30 million, but we'll also give some money to the guy at Lille. The guy that does the transfer negotiations at Lille. Hey, here, hold this 10 million for yourself. Okay? That's part of the 60, that's 60 million, but 30 for the transfer fee, and 30 you divide it up as you see fit. Give some to the dad, brother, advisors, like I said, and some of the, and take some for yourself. And the reason why I believe that and think that is because of what Arsenal did with Pepe. Arsenal paid $72 million for Pepe. Pepe was probably a $40 million player. And then it comes out later that the dad got money. The agents got money. The brothers got money. And then the executive at Lille got money. And one of the executives at Arsenal took money. So what did Arsenal do? We got rid of him. We got rid of him. And that's why I believe it, because it's Lille again. They're the guy that does the negotiation there is probably, hey, listen, this worked with Chelsea. Let's try this. And it's only when Arsenal got a new, oh my God, what was his name? Richard, oh my God, forgot his name. It'll come to me after the show, of course. He came in and was just like, well, wait a minute. Something's not right here. And then went through it and then pulled up everything. And it's like, why are you getting money? Why is that money tracking into back to you? Why are you getting money in this? So the Cronkies are looking at it like, well, what's going on? It's a $40 million player, but why we pay 72? Oh, we got to pay this guy. We got to pay this guy. But why? Pay his dad for what? So I mentioned Eden Hazard is one of the players that in that time was bought under this falsified scheme. Samuel Eto'o was one of them. David Luiz was one of them. Willian was one of them. Nemanja Matic was one of them. There's another guy. Ramirez scored that goal against Barcelona in the Champions League game. He was one of them. So they used that scheme to buy all these players. Overstating profits, understating salaries, understating transfer fees. But where's this money going then? Or sorry, where's this money coming from? The team that has 115 charges, they're taking money from the owner and then saying, oh, that's a new sponsor that we have. Create a company and then, send 50, we'll put your name on our shirt and then give us, 50 million. The owners can't just give money to the clubs. Guys, as much as we think, the owners are cheap, just give money. In the sustainability guidelines, you can't spend more than you make. So if I only make $50 million in a year, example. If I only make $50 million a year and I tell you I made 100, that's 2 players I can buy now. But how am I gonna show that extra 50 million? No, we got a new sponsor. He gave us 50 million revenue. Now I can use it to buy another player. This is what Manchester City is being, this is one of the charges Manchester City is being brought up on, doing this. You found it, you know it's true, and we're still waiting. In this time that I'm talking about Chelsea, 2011 to 2018, they won the league twice. They won the Champions League. They won a Europa League. I believe they won 2 FA Cups. And I think they won a League Cup in there, what is now the Carabao Cup. In that time period that they were doing all of this. How the FA didn't find out, I have no idea. Again, like I mentioned earlier, I know why Chelsea did it. Why why hide it until next year and take a point deduction? You could be in first place next year. 10-point deduction is huge. But in a season where you're middling in the pack and the 10-point deduction isn't going to raise your level or lower your level, like, who cares? Do it now. I get it. But why are you telling on yourself? Again, I get it. So they've been fined. A point deduction 1,000% should be in order for that, but titles stripped. I mean, you still got to play. You still got to play the games. So I don't know if a title is being stripped of titles, and even Man City, I don't even think stripping of titles. I don't think it should go that far. Because again, you still have to play. You're looking at me like it could be conspiracy theory. It's not. This is what happens, guys. This is what's happening. This is what they've been found guilty of. But we're still waiting for a punishment. Absolutely crazy. But definitely points deduction. Definitely, at the least. Chelsea got off light, if you ask me. If they're guilty of what they say they're guilty of, they got off so light. Which brings me to Manchester City. 115 charges were being levied against them. Not one being answered so far. And the charges that Manchester City are being accused of, some of the charges, unbelievable. Unbelievable. I know exactly what's going to happen. You're going to wait until Pep Guardiola is gone from Manchester City, and the next manager is going to have to deal with all of the fallout from this. Because Pep Guardiola has no idea what was going on. No idea I couldn't buy this player, this player, this player, this player, this player. No idea he's looking at a half-empty stadium and, we're making so much money on ticket sales and concessions. You go to a TFC game or an MLS game, whatever game you want to go to, or even just walk down the street. How many Manchester United shirts do you see? I see a couple. I see a lot of Arsenal shirts. I see Barcelona. I see Real Madrid. I see a lot of teams. Even some Bayern Munichs I see. Tell me the last time you saw a Manchester City shirt on the street in Toronto, if you're from Toronto or wherever you live. A Manchester City shirt. I know my club, Arsenal, sells jerseys because when I try to go buy one, they're sold out. I'm still looking for this year's third jersey, the white one in long sleeve. I can't find it anywhere. Everywhere's sold out. Is Adidas going to make more? No. So now I got to get it from someone who has one, and it's just like they're going to jack up the price, especially if they win what they're projected to win. This jersey's going to be ridiculously priced. So I know Arsenal's selling jerseys. So you're making money off jerseys, and Arsenal's selling this jacket and this collection, and another collection just came out last week where they partner with streetwear and make a collection. I think it was Faces and Places or something like that. And a buddy of mine sent that to me, and I'm like, another collection? Holy smokes. Every week there's a new training top, a new jacket, and like, who's buying all this? But you go on Adidas Canada, sold out, only small, sold out, only small, only medium. People are buying it. So if Arsenal says they sold $2 billion in jersey sales, I believe it. You tell me Manchester City made $1 billion in jersey sales. Nah, man. No, good try though. Good try. So you're overstating profits? so that you can count it as revenue towards what you can purchase. You're understating what you're paying people. Like look at the Haaland deal. $51 million for Haaland. 51. And then you look deeper into the transfer fee. 51 million for the transfer fee to Borussia Dortmund, who I don't know. That's a robbery if you ask me. Ben White was 50 million. Martin Odegaard was 30. Noni Madueke was 50. Declan Rice was 105. Erling Haaland's 50? Okay. He's 50. Seems cheap to me. But then you dig deeper and it's $40 million in fees they paid as well. So there's agent fees. They said 40 million in agent fees. How can it be $40 million? The agent got $40 million? What are you talking about? And you dig a little bit deeper. Plus his wages are in there as well. I think he's up to, he's got to be over. He's got to be well over 300 per week, 300,000 per week, well over that. I think didn't he just re-sign for 8 years or 9 years or something? It has to be close to 500,000 a week. I'll check it out, and then the next show I'll correct it if I have to, but it's got to be around there. So now the wages are involved. Plus, his dad got a little bit of money. Why did his dad get money? Well, his dad was his advisor. So you best believe Manchester City was bribing people to get this done, because Alfie Haaland is his advisor and got a chunk of money as well. And these are the things that they're being charged with and found guilty of. Unlicensed agents. They're paying this guy to influence a player to come. Paying the team that you're negotiating with. Paying one of the negotiators to make a deal like that for him to come, so he can put a little $5-6 million in his own pocket. Undervaluing salaries. I'm only paying him this much. Really, we're paying him this much, but we'll put that as an appearance fee. Go to this thing for our sponsor, and then we'll pay you this much to go do it. Or we'll run that money through that company that they paid him to go do it, to do an autograph session. How do you know this is happening and just be like, meh? Manchester City, the team that took Michael Oliver to Dubai for their warm weather training, where he refereed 2 games for them and paid for his flight, paid for his partners to come out, and then paid him money. It's a referee in the EPL you're taking. What are we talking about here? And when it's found out that that's what's going on, lift up the rug, sweep it under, put it down, hope no one finds out. And even if they do find out, it'll be something for a week, and then it'll die down and everybody will forget about it and we'll go about our business. Why isn't Michael Oliver in charge of any big games anymore? All those big games of the season that we used to see, Michael Oliver used to do all those big games. How come he hasn't done any? 1000%. This is a Michael Jordan situation where, you know what? I'm going to retire from basketball. And then you find out later it's a 2-year suspension for gambling. We disguised it as a retirement because we had to suspend him for 2 years. But we don't want to ruin his legacy and say that. So just retire. He wants to retire, wants to go play. And then after the suspension's over, you know what? I'm feeling the itch to play basketball again. And then he comes back and plays basketball wearing the 4-5s. That's exactly what this is. Michael Oliver has been taken off those big games because he makes horrendous decisions, and they all seem to go in the favor of one team. Corrupt as they come. Anyways, as usual, Football Weekly Podcast and Reginald Dino will be sitting here waiting for these 115 charges to be. What's the outcome of these 115 charges? What's the punishment? And I think the FA has given this punishment to Chelsea very lightly. And Manchester City only has what? 41 charges less than them? I think that punishment's going to be the exact same. It might be more money, maybe $15 million in a transfer ban, a 1-year transfer ban. That's it, I think, guys. That's all I think's going to happen to this team. If it goes by the track record of Chelsea, a Big Six team. If you're Everton or Nottingham Forest and you did this, you're in League One, and a point deduction from League One as well. Anyways, like I said, we'll be watching. I'll be watching for sure to see, but I don't have my hopes up for any deductions or anything like that. And I'm not saying a deduction for this year, maybe a deduction for next year. But again, you're not going to see anything until Pep leaves. So apparently, it feels like the FA thinks they owe Pep something because he did this great job. I don't know what it is. I don't know why we haven't seen it. I don't know. Maybe they're waiting for the owners to sell it. And I don't know. But all I know is that we're still waiting. So guys, if you're not subscribed to the podcast on YouTube, hit the bell. Get subscribed. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. Follow. It's free. We'll have a discussion. I put up shorts, ask questions. We have a discussion on there. The banter's pretty funny as well. So I know if any Man City players see this, or Man City fans sees this, or Chelsea fans see this, or Moroccan fans see this, they're gonna go crazy in there. So come in, have a chat. Have a chat with us. So guys, I know I've told you this many times before. Football Weekly seems like Football Yearly podcast, but yes, overtime was offered at work, so I took advantage of that. So that's coming to an end next week. So hopefully I'll have a lot more time. But this is what night is it? It's Wednesday night. The Senegal thing came out yesterday. I was steaming. I was so mad. And the Chelsea thing hit today, so I had to get on a show and talk about it really quick. So guys, again, if you're not following, follow Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll catch you next week.